estate agents have a love-hate relationship with new home builders. And the reason why is because they do a lot of sneaky stuff to the consumer, the home buyer. And they also try to get sneaky with us as well. And sometimes we like them, and sometimes we absolutely hate them, and sometimes they produce a horrible product. I don't know if you watch on TikTok or Shorts or whatever, but there's a couple inspectors out there that go through and actually inspect new homes, and they report on all the shoddy work that their subcontractors do. And now they're complaining a little bit. We'll go into this real quick. There you go. They complain that their market is down. Now, this article is from Zonda, and Zonda is a database company that reports on new homes. So that's where it is. So spring games absent as new homes sell metrics stall. The reason why this is important is because there is a correlation between new home sales and resale homes. And mostly we sell resale homes. I'm selling a couple new homes this year. It's kind of part and parcel of the process where we help somebody sell their house and we go and represent them on the buy side for a new home. But new home buyer companies tend to straight arm agents because they don't want us protecting them as consumers. They want to take care of everything on their own. Meaning, I always want to make sure that they get a home inspection. And one of the last ones I sold, they prevented me from doing that, and they forced a close with threats. And yeah, so just something to be aware of. I'd always make sure that you have the right to do your own home inspection. Don't use theirs. Use a third party. I have 3 or 4 people that I work with. I always work with one guy, but I always have 2 or 3 other people because I give you options. I don't want you to think that I'm always forcing you into one person. I don't really care who you use, but I like the guy that I work with. So, I like to give him business, but he's also a great guy, and he tends to over disclose, which I appreciate. I'd rather over disclose and scare away mamby-pamby buyers than have somebody come back and say, well, you didn't disclose this, and I'm going to sue you now. This chart represents where we are right now compared to 2020 when there was a firestorm. And in 2020, we absolutely hated new home buyers or new home sales companies because they just didn't give a crap about us. And sometimes they wouldn't even offer commission. It was a pain in the butt. Nowadays, we're a little more protected. PSI was relatively flat month over month, still near your 2 low. Pending home sales. Yeah, it's kind of flattened out, but that's our market too, right? I always talk about supply. They're building more, but they're building almost just in time right now. I can tell you, I've been to a few new home developments in Sacramento area, and one of the sales reps was talking to me, and she said, yeah, we're kind of worried right now. Right? So, and one of my other clients was saying that there's deals to be had, like $50,000 off of list price now because they're not selling. This is home pending sales index for the select markets, SA month over month and year over year. So Salt Lake is down 14%, Seattle is 20%, Riverside, Bernardino is 33%. Let's see if I can, there. And San Francisco is down 40%. Where's Sacramento? 15%. Yeah, San Francisco is the whole Bay Area, I'm pretty sure. I don't know who this company is. And this is a snapshot of the top production markets by region. San Francisco area, that's here, is average. And Dallas is underperforming. Minneapolis is the only one that's somewhat overperforming that they're reporting on right now. Pricing was nearly flat year over year. For the most part, the country is seeing flat pricing, right? Here in the Bay Area, Santa Clara, we're seeing 7 to 8% increases. San Francisco seeing 13, 14% in resale, but in new homes, it's kind of flat. Community counts continued an upward trend, meaning there's more housing starts, getting ready for the population growth, right? That's kind of normal. And weekly quick move-in count. This is important. This is, I don't want to say stagnant, but it's a good way to describe it. If a new home builder has to develop or build homes in process, right? It's a continuous supply chain. So they're doing foundation, then they're doing framing, then they're doing electrical and plumbing and It has to go in a certain way, and they have to build those homes. When they're not sold, they go into quick move-ins, which means they give a little bit of incentives. Maybe they'll give 25% off of all the upgrades that they put in, saying that those are the most popular ones. It doesn't really matter. When they're move-in and they have a glut of move-in inventory at that development, you can negotiate with them. You can go off a price, and they're like, well, it's not fair to the other buyers. I don't care about the other buyers. I care about right now. If you want to sell this house, we're taking 10%, 15% off the top, right? And they don't like that, but that's why you use a realtor to go in, because that's our job, is to be a pit bull for you. On a metro basis, 84% of Zonda's collect market with QMI, QMI per community. I don't even know what a QMI is. So there you go. New homes are seeing a slump. If you're thinking about buying a new home, understand that there's certain trade-offs from an older home or a resale home, like a 1950s, 1960s, to a tract-built new home community. Typically, they're smaller lots, even more so nowadays. You get a lot less to it, and typically they come with an HOA, a Melrose, and there's one that I heard of that actually have 2 HOAs, which boggles my mind. It just boggles my mind. Why would you have to have 2 homeowners associations? Because you have a community and then you have the HOA. It's ridiculous. HOAs to me, and I know I'm talking out of both sides of the mouth here, HOAs to me is just an extra tax to you, because ultimately, to me, the city doesn't want to develop those roads and the roads and the infrastructure. So that goes into, well, if you want to develop this land, you're going to have to take care of all that. That means you're going to have to maintain it. You're going to have to put new road slick on. You're going to have to make sure the sewer is up to date and in compliance with our requirements every year. You're going to have to, pay extra money for fire and police and a school. Basking Ridge over on the east side of 101, South San Jose, they have a Melrose tax, and they got the developer to put in a new school 20 years ago, 18 years ago. That's good, but it's bad because it's an extra tax. And it's about $40,000 to $50,000 per person. And then you have to pay the HOA, keep up with the outside, make sure everything looks good. And yes, there's positives to it, but it's still a tax. It's an added tax. You can't write it off, as far as I know. Melrose, you're stuck with it, right? And then you have ad valorem taxes on top of that. So new homes in big metropolitan areas, it's the trend to go into places. Like I bought a place in Vegas for my parents. It's a retirement community, and of course they have a community center and a golf course and pool, so they're going to pay for the upkeep there. It's not crazy expensive, but 90% of Vegas is built with HOAs, and it's frustrating to me because when you go into a new home community, you want to buy a single family home, all of a sudden you're stuck with an HOA. Pain in the ass for me. Sorry, but it is. I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay. I found this off of Scotsman Guide. That's my lender magazine that I get every day. And Zonda is the place. episode is brought to you by the Home Inspection Checklist. If you're thinking about selling your house, get your honey-dos list in order and get those repairs done. If you need handyman, I'll send you my handyman to go take care of that kind of stuff. But download the inspection checklist and get that list. Get your home ready to sell. This is REO of the week. And when I first came to the United States, I moved to Oakland. My aunt lived on Crocker Highlands. And this area right here is a very nice, well-to-do area. Claremont, up in the hills, the Piedmont Hills over in this area. This is all very nice. And this is north of Oakland. I used to live right here in Park. And then my aunt lived Crocker Ave, right here. And if I can find the school, I'll show you. Maybe that's the school? No. Anyway, this whole area back here is very nice. Everybody thinks Oakland, ooh, but this is a really nice area. This is on an avenue, so it's a little busy. It's 10 bedrooms, 5 bath, 4,700 square feet, built in 1923. And it's been on market 53 days. This is a bank-owned property. And if you're interested in moving to Claremont area, this looks like a big old storybook. Look at that. It's beautiful. I mean, it's overrun because they neglected it, but yeah, old world charm. And Oakland doesn't get as crazy hot as, when is that? Yeah. It doesn't get as crazy hot as San Jose, but you know, look, this is going to be a fixer-upper for $2 million. It's a nice house, though. There you go. This is Apple Home of the Week. There's Apple. I picked Paintbrush because it was brand spanking new, not my listing. There it is. We can take a look at where it is compared to, where is it? Yeah, anyway, this is near Apple. It is Paintbrush Drive, not my listing, 2.7 million, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,600 square feet, built in 1963. It's a little ranch on a corner. So the nice thing is it's on a corner, but it's a corner. It's just extra work you have to do. If I owned it, I would have fenced right here and enjoyed a nice side yard for my dogs to enjoy or what have you. But that's, you know, neither here nor there. I'm not going to pay $2.7 million for a ranch house. Just not. Because I don't work at Apple. But if I worked at Apple and I was an engineer and I wanted to be really close, almost walking distance to the Apple campus, yeah, I would absolutely buy it. There you go. And then Mountain View Home of the Week. List price decrease, almost $3 million. Let's see what the original list price was. 2.88, now it's 2.880. $8,000 off of $3 million. Calderon Ave, not my listing, 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1,800 square feet, built in 1997. Not saying it's bad, but let's go take a look inside. Yeah, it needs to be painted. There's some dating there I'm looking at, like the railings could be white. Tile on the pony wall. You know what? It's not so bad. I don't mind it. I like the granite. I like the wood cabinets. It's nice. I like, you know, I always say that I like granite over quartz because it's a natural stone. It just holds up better. However, I looked at some houses the other day and there was a certain granite that was just right where the bottom part of the sink was, that everything cracked. Like every one of them were cracked. So they all have to be replaced. So could be because of renters or kids or what have you. So that's an office. I don't know, like I wouldn't call it an ADU. Yeah. So this is on an avenue. It's a semi-busy street, but it looks like there's stop right there. So you're not going to get a ton of traffic noise. Mountain View. There you go. $3 million. Okay. And then let's talk about the 40 days on market. 150. It's gone up slightly. 40 days on market has been ticking up. We're at 150 right now, but it's nowhere where we were in August of last year. 90 days on market is 40. That's the red line right there. It's kind of going down. It's trending down. And then REOs, Bay Area, we have 66. In all of California, we have 210, which is right here. And it doesn't look like I'm seeing any hockey sticks. It's nothing to worry about. Inventory is going up. It's good. Both Santa Clara County and San Jose City, you're seeing things go up. We have more inventory now today than we have in the past year. It's good. It's a good indicator to make it a balanced market. For sellers, it's not so good. For buyers know right now they're getting more and more educated about the market today. They know they can be picky about the house. So if it's not priced right, it's going to sit on the market for a very long time. Right? That's why we see the 40 days on market kind of taken up. We also see inventory. So supply is going up, demand is staying the same, if not going down a little bit, because rates haven't really gone down. And there's a lot of turmoil in the news today about what's going on with the stock market, what's going on with tariffs, what's going on with crypto, what's going on with all this other stuff. So locally, you will be affected. Your house will be on market a little bit longer. So just accept it right now. And it sucks because we're right in the middle of the selling season, March, April, May. So I don't know if this is an indicator. There's a lot of people that I watch on the YouTube that talk about the economics and what's going on right now, and they're expecting something like the 2008, but I don't see it because, it could happen, but maybe in a smaller part of it, because if the economy does crash or the tariffs really hurt our economy, less people are going to be able to buy houses because they'll be out of a job or what have you. Bottom line is less people will be buying houses. It's good for buyers. I don't think Santa Clara County or the Bay Area will go into a buyer's market, which is 6 months, rule of thumb. But as the pricing deflates, we're going to look at pricing in the next couple of days. As we see pricing decrease, more buyers will enter the market. We always say that when the interest rates go down, more people go into the market, but really more buyers come into the market when prices go down, which means more competition. So that'll stabilize the market a little bit. That's it for now. Thanks for watching. I'm Vito with Avitano. We'll see you out there.